This is False Start, a college football podcast for everyone and everyone else. I'm your host, John Buhler, lead writer for FanSided. I'm joined today by a man who is not a wanderer like Kevin Durant, nor a knuckleball like the late, great Phil Necro. He's Cody Williams, content director, fansided.com. Feeling very, very presidential today. Happy birthday, man. How are you?
I appreciate it, brother. I'm doing good. Phil much younger than 35 in the mentals, physically maybe like 52, something like that.
Nah, man, if we were living in like the times of Ebenezer Scrooge, like we'd have like grandkids by now and we'd be on the way out. I heard somewhere like back in like the 15th century, like once your eyes go to hell, like you just go to retirement.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, makes sense. Like if you can't see a damn thing, like what are you gonna do? Like you can't do what's the line from Spirited where Will Ferrell's like the leading cause of death was and he says something, I can't remember what it was.
That was January.
January, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad we're not in those times anymore. I don't want January to get me.
No, we're not in January. We're in May. And if you can see, go onto your YouTube page and pay us on Buzzsprout. Give us a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere there's podcasts. Once we get to 55 subscribers, we're going to do something very Van Hagar related. I mean, it could be as soon as like Sunday. Just please,
100%.
we're ready for this. We need it. We got to have this. And on that note, we've clearly false started here. Let's get started with our first and 15 today, which is TIN 10 commandments.
That's right.
So, because Cody's turning 35, he could technically run for president and change the world. He's very likable. He has ideas like he just do pace and space and help people out.
That's right. We're gonna run the four corners country.
I know. How would you like to have a subway there in Albuquerque, New
That's
Mexico?
right.
So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to share if we were in charge of college football, if there was commissioner, overlord, czar, whatever title we want to be, what the 10 biggest changes we would do to the sport itself.
Mhm.
This is going to be so dumb. I can't wait. First off, what title would you want to be called if you were in charge of college football?
You know what? I'm gonna keep my current title because I do have spoiler alert, I have a commissioner pick in one of these commandments that I'm going with. So I would go with director. I'll be the director of college football.
I'll just be the supreme overlord.
There we go. There we go.
I know it feels like that's very intergalactic.
Yeah, 100%. Which I mean, hey, at the rate college football's going, not we're not far from
No, if we can play on the
it.
moon, we'll do it. And on that note, if you had to do 10 things, what is your number 10?
One team or each team is allowed to throw one punch per game. One punch is allowed because, dude, you're playing a contact sport. You like just throw one punch and then we're done with it. Like get your frustration out. No fights, no brawls, just one punch.
Oh, the Woody Hayes rule. Love that.
Yeah, 100%.
It's pretty
If
good.
you want to use it on your own team, sure, you can be Woody Hayes.
How early into a game would Brian Kelly have used it?
Pregame for sure.
God, I love that. The number 10 for me, we need more alternative broadcasts just so
Mm,
I can never hear Gus Johnson talk again.
there we go.
Like every game should have an alternative broadcast. I understand you've got the McAfee cast and the Manning cast, but like if you're watching like Petros and that's not your bag, you want to have an alternative cast, that's great. Have more people out there calling games, make more money, give more jobs. Basically allows people like Tony Romo, who you love as a Cowboys fan, uh, and Chris Carter to actually prep things.
Yeah.
Plus, it's more viral content for us, and we're in the content business. So, like, people out there who want to call games, go right ahead.
100%. I love that. That's a great idea. I mean, financially, don't know how it's going to work, but I'm all for it.
I don't know, man. Just drill, I guess.
Drill, baby, drill. Let's go.
All right, what's your ninth thing you would do?
If you're at a football game and the margin between the two teams is three scores or more, in touchdowns, of course, three possessions or more, I guess I should say, beer should be discounted. Like if you're gonna stay and watch the game, make it worth your while. Give me half off beer if that's the case. I think it's
So
pretty standard.
if a team's winning by 25 points or more, yeah,
Yeah, 100%. Or losing. Either way. Like you give people a reason to stay in a blowout.
I love that. And it'll get really animated.
That's
There'll
right.
be like a crowd factor. There may be some fines.
Yeah.
Bring it closer together. And Obviously, if you haven't used your one free punch at the game, you can use it then.
That's what I'm saying. These two work in tandem.
I hope so. That one works perfectly. Number nine for me, I think the College Football Hall of Fame just needs to get off its high horse and let people in there who need to be there.
Hmm.
Like there are players and coaches who aren't eligible. We talked about the coaches of they're trying to make Mike Leach eligible.
Hmm.
Pete Carroll's never going to be eligible because he's coached 9 years at USC. Irk Russell's never going to be eligible because he only coached 8 at Georgia Southern. Howard Schellenberger doesn't have enough wins. Uh, what is it? Stetson Bennett the fourth was an All-American, and
Hmm.
Case Keenum, who led as the all-time leading passer at Houston's, like not in. Like this
Yeah.
isn't that hard.
No, I mean if I'm not mistaken, at least of like major sports Hall of Fames, this is the only one that has like criteria keeping people out. Like there should be a voting process or something, some way to get in that doesn't include these criteria. That's a great one.
I mean, in baseball, I think you got to play 10 years, but like
Right. But I
that's
mean
that's
like
fun.
that's different than needing to coach 10 years when you had the career that Pete Carroll did at USC. Like that's just like the one that drives me crazy is the coach winning percentage. Like that's the dumbest thing in the entire world. Why they're trying to get Mike Leach like, in still, but like that's like he would be in if that wasn't a rule.
Yeah, Hall of Fame should be celebrating the sport. If somebody wants to come to Atlanta from Houston to see Case Keenum's helmet, that's great. Let's do
Hmm.
it.
100%, dude. I'm all in on that.
All right, number eight. What's your number eight?
Uh, so college football obviously has the overtime rules, which I think work really well for college football. We should lean into that with onside kicks. I remember the NFL had the rule proposal that at the 25-yard line, instead of an onside kick, you can have a 4th and 15. And I think college football should institute that. I think that's a way more exciting end of game experience on a 4th and 15, especially when you're talking about college football and all the calamity that we've seen at the end of games over the years.
Feels very XFL, USFL, which college football's dumb, and that's dumb. I love it.
Yeah, 100%. I'm just trying, like, you know what? We've already got weird overtime rules. Let's get weird onside kick rules too.
I'll never forget the Penn State Illinois game.
Right. God almighty.
And I mean, I went through clean old fashioned a couple years ago. That was agony.
Dude, it's something, that's for sure.
And number eight, this is kind of in vogue right now. The college football playoff field can only be expanded once per TV contract, and it's capped at 16 teams. Like if they want to go from 12 to 14, they can, but they have to wait another 10 years to go to 16.
I
Like
like that.
let's be smart here. Let's not turn this into college basketball, like Mike Elko said. We don't need to have 45 people thinking that they had a good season just because they made the playoff. You don't need to bastardize and ruin your greatest thing, which is your regular season. I think if everybody has a first round opponent, that's great. I don't see, well then the NBA has got the whole play-in thing there, which I don't know if that's really additive, but it's something you can do.
No, I'm not sure the play-in's additive, even though the Hornets, I got to watch a couple more Hornets games this year, which thank God. But no, I'm 100% with this. Like, I I don't know, like we're already talking about expansion from the 12 team playoff, and like the 12 team playoff still feels like very new, and like we're still figuring out the machinations of it. So it feels dumb to already be expanding. So I love that as well.
I mean, news always better, apparently. What's your number seven rule?
Coaches should be legally required to do an immediate sideline interview after an egregiously bad play call. I want to hear a coach have to explain himself if he does something really stupid.
Oh my God, I just want to hear like Sonny Dykes like, I screwed up. I'm sorry.
Like after Mario didn't kneel against Georgia Tech 2 years, imagine Holly McGrath going over to the sideline and being like, Mario, what?
Could you imagine the ICC championship in like 2018 with the Justin Fields, whatever the hell that was, and Holly Rose like, Kirby, what are you doing, man?
What's your problem, man?
I love that. That's entertaining. And Brallo is going to just be filming it the whole time.
That's right.
All right, you're going to love this one. Number seven for me. We are going to implement the Armitage Shanks Toilet Bowl to be played overseas in the UK between the two worst teams each year.
Hell yes.
So, like, if you want to have Oklahoma State playing UMass, have them play in some EPL stadium, really further build the brand here. I don't care if it's cold and windy, but like, you want to play this, like, okay, let's play this at Arrowhead. And like, no, they're gonna hate that. Cleveland, they're gonna hate that. Let's try to grow our sport internationally. We do a good job with that in Dublin and everything like that. Let's finish it with UK. It's something to bet on, I guess.
Love that. Hell yes. The toilet bowl. I'm here for bad college football teams. I'm here for that.
Yeah, like watch out like Mike Gundy doesn't have like a passport. He just
That's
refuses
right.
to.
Yeah. Mike Gundy in England in assless chaps. Like that's what I need.
I know, man. Uh, see him trying to navigate a Greg's.
That's right.
That'd be delightful. All right, what do you have at six?
At six, so I'm actually all in on this one. Some of these get more serious as we go along. I'm going to create some revenue for the sport of college football, and I'm going to make the transfer portal a little bit more coherent. We're going to have a transfer portal draft. So if you enter the transfer portal, and I haven't figured out how the machinations of how you would determine the draft order work, but you have a draft instead of just going to the highest bidder. It's not free agency, it's a draft. And then you can sell tickets to the draft. People come up, hold up an Alabama jersey, hold up a Georgia jersey if they get drafted by them. I think that's the way we solve the transfer portal.
Maybe it's like a fantasy draft where it's like you have to put a certain number of money on it. So like
There we go.
there's finite resources here. It's like people bid on them, but it's like, oh, if you bid this much and you spend like 5.7 million
Ooh,
on Sam Levitt, you don't have that anymore, LSU.
I like, and maybe you even do it like you don't even bid on players, you bid on picks. So like the bid is for the number one pick, or the bid is for the
Yeah,
number two pick, and then you choose who you're taking with that.
that's kind of what TV networks do. Like Fox bids and
Hmm.
Fox and ESPN, they bid like Fox, like we're getting the game between Michigan and Ohio State every year.
Right, 100%. And like would that not honestly solve the transfer portal in a lot of ways?
It'd make it certainly more interesting. I don't know if it'd solve it. There's probably unintended consequences, but I'm all here for it.
I mean, I feel like there would be less player entry because you don't know who you're going to. Like you don't get to choose that, which I think, doesn't really favor the student athlete, but neither does the transfer portal in a lot of ways when these kids enter and then end up going to a worse position.
Let's build character. Let's ask him to read an analog clock
There we go. There we go.
or Roman numerals. He's like, I'm transferring. I can't do this shit. And number seven for me, or number six for me, is kind of mean, and I think it's fair. I think we need to limit Oregon's usage of uniform per season to just three. I think
Mm,
there should be a three. You can do a home, away, and like a special one. And the reason for this is you want to make your. I understand like you're trying to sell merchandise and everything like that,
mhm.
but you're also trying to build brands. Do you have any uniforms Michigan wears? Like they wear two.
Yeah, I was gonna
Everybody,
say it's two.
Penn State wears two. Like people who really matter that are like traditional powers, they just wear two. They may have a special one, like Georgia may pull out a black jersey every now and
Mhm,
then. Tennessee does a great job with this with like their gray ones and everything
mhm.
like that. They do it right. Like Florida, they'll pull out orange and blue and white. That's great. We don't
Carolina
need.
has the navy ones that they'll pull
Mhm.
out. Yeah.
You only need to have one. Like baseball, they have like the City Connect. Like let's just figure this out. This isn't that hard.
The NFL has rules that you can only use. I think it's either three or four per season. So like, yeah, I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and it'll limit the impressionables from wanting to go to Eugene.
That's right. That's right.
All right, top half of this. What do you got at five?
I just want to create chaos with this one, if I'm being completely honest. Coaching hires must go through a fan approval vote.
Is it gonna be like a majority or like I don't know how voting is? Like it has to go to a runoff.
We haven't decided this yet, but I want fans to have to approve it, just so like we can like. What made me think of this was like how upset Florida fans were at hiring John Summerall, and like you and I are in favor of that hire. We think he's a damn good coach and he's going to be good for that program. But like, I would love to see like the Florida fan reaction if they actually had a say in this.
I mean, it would have been like 55%. I don't think it gets above 65.
No,
No,
probably not.
no, and he needs to win because he's gonna wear people out,
Oh,
man.
100%.
Yeah, I think he might be cut from that cloth there too, but he likes to draft. He likes not draft. He likes to recruit people from like who live in Florida who are just giant dancing bears. Like
Hell yes. Hell
three
yes.
stars, come on down.
That's right.
All right, this next one's I'm gonna try to be concise with this. You know how you have like this past year you had three teams vying for two playoff spots with Alabama and Miami getting in over Notre Dame.
Hmm.
Rather than having a selection committee, as the supreme overlord of college football, I think we need to implement one of Logan Roy's favorite games, Bore on the Floor.
Okay.
I'll explain what that is real quick.
Please do.
So basically, when he doesn't believe somebody in his inner circle is being truthful, he puts forth a very humiliating, sadistic game. Basically, what he does is he goes around the table and says, like, I don't believe you, bore on the floor, and you go to the corner. And then they get three people here who he doesn't believe in. Basically, in the show, somebody talked to a biographer and he hated that. And once they are selected, these people get down on all fours and crawl around and oink like pigs. And then he grabs a sausage and throws it at them. They have to eat their sausage. The last one to get their sausage is the mole. And meanwhile, everybody is around the table screaming, "Bore on the floor."
Hell yeah, let's do it, baby. I'd love to decide a playoff spot like this.
The question is ADs crawling around on the floor like we've got, Greg Bird, Pete Vacqua, and Dan Radakovich, or do you have Kalen DeBoer on the floor? You got
I think
um,
it's a pick your
Marcus
champion
Marcus
situation.
Marcus Freeman, or is it quarterbacks with like Ty Simpson and Carson Beck?
Yeah, I think it's a pick your champion situation. Like, yeah, Game of Thrones style, like trial by combat. Let's go. You pick your champion.
Like the NBA draft lottery, just somebody representing your team.
Right. Just get somebody up there.
And the best part about this game is it's not really a clear winner here. It
Absolutely
doesn't
not.
it doesn't solve anything. It's just about humiliating
There,
people.
there's one subjective loser, and that's what it really comes down to.
All right. Number four. These are going to get really good. What's your
Yeah,
number four?
I'm dead serious about this. NIL payments should be public record like NFL contracts. I want to know what these teams are spending and not just reports or speculation of that. I want all of it to be public record. We can look at what the NIL is. Like, I think again, I'm trying to solve some of the problems that we currently have in the sport. I think NIL and transfer portal are obviously the two biggest ones that we need to put some guardrails on. I think if this stuff was public record, it would not be as wild westy as it is. It's not going to solve everything, but it would not be as like chaotic as it currently is.
I'm in favor of that too. I mean, I think the challenging part here is like public and private money and everything like that. But at the
Yeah.
same time, like they're not paying taxes on any of this.
No, not even a little bit, man. Like that, just make it public record.
Just make a public record. But that'd be great here. Number four for me, this is very personal. The cocktail party must have Georgia in black and Florida in orange to celebrate Halloween every
Hell
year.
yeah. Love that. Love
Yeah.
that.
Like wherever you're playing, whether you're in Atlanta this year, Tampa next year, or back in Jacksonville and 2 years ago, orange and black. Let's do it, man.
100, I'm all in on that. Love that.
And really, like instead of people like half the stadiums like blue and red, just have people just dressed up in ridiculous stuff. Like I want to see somebody in like a number seven Matthew Stafford jersey, that dressed up like a dinosaur. Like that's what I want, man.
That's right. I want to see Freddy Krueger in a Stetson Bennett jersey.
Yeah. I want to see Brian the dog from Family Guy wearing a Tim Tebow jersey.
That's right. 100%.
That's what we need, man. All right, number three for you.
Ari Wasserman is the new commissioner of college football. That's just what it is. I need that man controlling all things in college football, being my right hand man as the director of college football.
God, I love that. His thoughts about Walt Disney Frozen's unbelievable.
He's an unhinged human being in the best possible way.
I did see him at the Athletic Kickoff first when I was covering the game between South Carolina and Virginia Tech. Didn't bother him. I kept looking at him and Andy Staples. I couldn't help myself. I'm like, those are my heroes.
100%, dude. That's the
But
future
like,
commissioner of college football. How are you not going to be starstruck a little bit?
I mean, there's Tony Barnhart over there eating meatballs. There's Ari Wasserman eating a sandwich, and here I am trying to get Carvel and not sweating through my jeans.
That's right.
Yeah, Ari Wasserman, I'm all in favor of that here. Number three for me, quarterback sacks should not count against a team's rushing yards. That's so stupid.
That's a good one, dude. That's a really good one.
Yeah, I know it's like something that like should have been passed like the Civil Rights Act. Like this is embarrassing to mankind.
Correct. Yes. Civil rights, women's suffrage, quarterback rushing yards. That's the order. It's always been the order.
Yeah, don't abuse animals. Like come on,
Yeah.
like come on, man, figure it out.
That's
Don't,
right.
don't smoke when you're pregnant. It's
That's right. Surgeon General's warning. Surgeon General warning. Like
this isn't that hard, but narrowing it down to the top two. What's your number two?
number two, it's funny you mentioned the play-in tournament because I think we should have a play-in tournament in college football with G5 champions. I think the G5 spot should be determined by a playoff, not by subjective voting. I mean, I think that would be a hell of a lot of fun. Getting like a Tulane Boise State matchup for the G5 playoff spot, getting something of that ilk. Like I just think that's good entertainment for college football fans.
Because then you're like, it would have been cool. Like I said, Tulane playing JMU this past year. That'd be great.
Right. Like I think it would be awesome. And like also you don't have to go with subjective rankings or strength of schedule or any of these things. Like you get to decide who it is on the field, and that's like that's I think that's what we all want in college football. We hear that constantly talked about, especially this past year with Miami Notre Dame. Like it was decided on the field who should get this spot. Well, let's decide the G5 spot on the field.
And you play that game neutral site every year. Basically, whatever is not part of the Army Navy rotation. So if Army and Navy is in Baltimore, you play this in Philadelphia, or
Hmm.
you're in New York. Just do that. Get that stadium a massive game that they wouldn't otherwise have.
That'd be sick. I'd love it. Absolutely.
All right. Number two for me, this is really serious. Power four scheduling uniformity.
Yes, 100%. I knew you were gonna have this on here.
Every league needs to have 18 teams,
Hmm.
non-conference games. You play one G6 in the non-conference. You play one annual rival in another P4 league,
Hmm.
and then you have one more game rotating competitive balance amongst the other three. So, for example, we'll use Georgia as this. You play 9 games in your SEC teams. We'll add 2 more teams to that league. I don't. We'll figure that all out
Yeah,
later. You're playing Georgia Tech annually out of the ACC, or maybe Clemson if one of them joins the ICC.
right.
And then if you win the SEC, you're rotating between, okay, who won the ACC this year, the Big 12 this year, and the Big 10. So if you won, so whoever won the number one team in the ACC, okay, you're playing, or the Big
Duke.
12, like you play Duke, or you would play Texas Tech, or you would
Hmm.
play Indiana.
I like that. I like that. It's like similar to NFL scheduling. Like you play the whatever team in your conference division in the other divisions, like you play that team.
And the reason I said 18 is because like the Big Ten's already there, ACC is practically there, and then obviously you could find a way to add 2 more teams to the Big 12 and the SEC to get there.
Love that. That's awesome. I would be all in on that. And
Yes,
it'd give us some hella good non-con matchups too, which is what I'm here for.
because you'd have like your 2 seeds. So Alabama would be playing Ohio State, or
Hmm.
like BYU would be playing Virginia.
That'd be sick. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. I'm all in on that. Love that.
let's do it. All right, what is your number one?
My number one, every college football playoff game except for the national championship should be played at home stadium, not neutral site. I want to see like I think like right now the way it's currently constructed outside of the first round, seeding does not matter that much because you're playing all these games in neutral sites and like yes, you kind of get to choose like whether you want to be closer to home or not. Forget that, man. If Ohio State's the one seed, the road to the college football playoff national championship goes to Columbus. I want it to be that way. I want you to earn your spot and like give yourself a built-in advantage when it comes to this, more so than we currently have now. And then on top of that, I think you're getting more revenue. And then I think even further, we get the identity of these bowl games back. Like the Sugar Bowl is still played, it's just not part of the college football playoff. Because right now, I feel like a lot of these bowl games are losing their identity because they're wrapped into the college football playoff.
And I think, as a guy who's been screwed by the Sugar Bowl the last 2 years, if Georgia's playing Notre Dame between the hedges or Georgia's playing Ole Miss between the hedges again, those games may have gone differently. Maybe
Mhm.
not the Notre Dame game because that team was beat up, but they probably would have meeting Ole Miss again. Like
Yeah.
I understand you're probably seeing that game already, but like this is
Who
kind of a
cares?
way, who cares? Like this is a way to kind of like reward the teams who get the higher seed because right now it doesn't seem like it's doing that.
Right. I mean, like you look at the NFL, you look at baseball, you look at basketball. I know there's series involved in baseball and basketball, but you still have a home field advantage in those series, and like that doesn't exist in college football. And if we're going to be in a playoff format, then some sort of home field advantage needs to exist.
That's going to be unbelievable. Like the horseshoes like just not going to be grass at that point, dude.
100%.
And number one for me, Notre Dame has to become a full-time member of the ACC or you're going to kick them down to FCS. I don't care anymore.
There we go. Hell yes.
Like, I don't know, like cut their funding, like do whatever you needed to do to basically get New Louisiana to agree to a 21 drinking age. Like, yeah, we're not going to give you any more highway funding. Like,
That's
you're not gonna,
right.
or like, Arizona, you have to recognize MLK Day. Like, there's always one people that's just dragging this along for the rest of us. And like, why can't you just effing figure this out?
Yeah.
You join us, you're 18. You're at that point with the ACC. You're probably going to win the ACC most years anyway. You already play there in pretty much every other sport. Then you have the upper hand. It's like, okay, Big 12, SEC, get 18 teams here, and we can effing get somewhere.
You're not special. That's really what it
Yeah.
comes down to. You're not special. So stop trying to be special.
I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? Let's pat the doc.
Yes, sir.
Miami outgoing athletic director Dan Radakovich is retiring, but this
Mhm.
sounds fishy and we don't like this at all. Look, this is a personal connection for me because I graduated with his son and his
Right.
younger son went to high school with my sister. So like my sister was pretty good friends with his son for a while. Getting forced out of Miami when they're good right now is, and he's like, "Oh, I was asked to retire." Like
Hmm.
this is not good at all.
No.
And maybe there's some thoughts about maybe he doesn't want to go balls to the wall with NIL, but like he was really good at Georgia Tech and really good at Clemson, and they weren't the same after he left.
And he's made two really damn good hires at the two most important sports in the program in football and basketball. Like
Yes.
it's very, very strange. Like I understand there's more that goes into being an AD than just like making the right hires and having success on the field or on the court, but like that's a big part of it. And Miami basketball looked really damn good this past year. It looked like they are very much on the up and up with Lucas there. And obviously we're very high on what Mario's building in the football program. So like Miami as a like if you're looking at just the top two sports in any, any major programs thing, like they're the healthiest they've been in quite some time. So like it's very weird to like for they asked me to retire is not a phrase that you say when you're retiring.
So Radakovich, like he was a punter at IUP. He's a Yinzer, he's from Pittsburgh.
Hell yeah.
But he got his MBA at Miami back
Mhm.
in the mid 80s, like the Howard Schnellenberg, Berger, Jimmy Johnson days. So
Right.
that's he's an alum there, and you're asking him to leave.
And like what unless you're just trying to go like buck wild with NIL or like trying to get someone who is more okay with that. But like Miami's not spending in NIL. Like you paid Carson Beck, God knows how much money last year. You paid Darian Mensah, God knows how much money this year. Like you're not spending and not putting the right products. Like I just it's yeah, it is fishy. I do like not to like I know you have personal connections to him, but like I hope there's not something else going on that we don't know about because like that's kind of what it screams because otherwise it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I have been noticing this. I've been writing a lot about recruitment for both Kane's Warning and Hail Florida Hail. There's been a lot, and even Gig'em Gazette, there's been a lot of stuff where there's guys who are from South Florida that aren't necessarily committing to the Canes.
Yeah.
Like Mark Matthews is the best offensive tackle in this recruiting cycle. Looks like he's going to take the bag to go to A&M, but
Mhm.
that's what they do. And Elko's a great coach. And but
Yeah.
obviously, if you've got an offensive lineman from Fort Lauderdale at St. Thomas Aquinas, why would you not stay home and go play for Mario Cristobal who's from there? It's just not adding up. There's something, there may be like another shoe that's going to drop. Maybe this is a golden parachute here, but like Radakovich has always made some very interesting decisions. Like he goes to Georgia Tech, he hires Paul Johnson,
Hmm.
and had to fire Chan Gailey, who's a DC was just another son of my grade. That was super awkward for everybody.
Just a little weird, but that's okay.
But then obviously goes to Clemson. Clemson was dynastic under him. This is a guy who was a former chairman or not chairman or was on the playoff selection committee and everything like that.
Mhm.
And I'm like, he's probably among the greatest ADs in ACC history.
Yeah, I mean, with that, like those three stops that you named and what they've accomplished under his watch, like, yeah, 100%.
And I don't feel like it was bad. I don't feel like it was bad blood like Mitch Barnhart, like just making a mess of it. Obviously, Mark Pope is doing AMAs.
That's a choice. I'm not sure that's the person I'd send out there to be asked anything.
News site expert Lane Mills is like, I don't know if I like this, but this is great for content. Therefore, I'm all in.
I don't know if this is good, but this is tremendous content.
But it's just it was so weird. Like it caught me by surprise too. Like you're really
Yeah.
gonna go in this direction. This isn't I didn't think this was how it was gonna end for him there, man.
No, I mean it's not like you're on a downturn because like you can look at when he did leave spots and like you could make the argument that he left them at the proper time. Like Georgia Tech, the Paul Johnson thing had run its course and you were trying to find a new direction there. And it took some time for the new ADs to do that. But Clemson, like he left kind of when they were on the downturn of their dynasty. And Miami's not in a downturn. Miami's on the upswing, which makes this even like even stranger.
It's unbelievable, man. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll wait and see if something else comes out because like I feel like something has to, whether it's about Radakovich or someone else within the athletic department. Like it doesn't even have to be Radakovich. If something happened under his watch that they need to, but like it feels like something like that has to be coming, or otherwise this is just going to be kind of hanging over as something super super strange.
And I said, like, this is a bit about as clunky as what Manny Diaz's exit out of this.
Hmm.
Like, he was doing good things there. He
Yeah,
rebounded, had a great stint there as the DC and Penn State, and kicking some serious tail at Duke. And if Mike Norvell fails, they're going to hire him back at his alma mater, and Florida State's going to be a power again.
100%. Would not be surprised at all if that were to happen.
And I don't know how much to they said, I don't know how often they said this in Coral Gables, but they probably said at least once. Where's the money, Lebowski?
At least once, maybe twice.
Maybe three times
That's
here.
right.
But this is your pitch today. I think Mark Cuban's basically he started Fernando Mania there in Bloomington.
Yeah, so Mark Cuban, I can't remember who was doing the interview with, but he's basically taking credit for Fernando Mendoza coming to Indiana. He said, "I'll cut the check, just go get him," and obviously it worked out there. But I think it opens itself up to a larger discussion, which is like kind of the sleeping giants that you see in college football. Like Indiana has one of the largest alumni bases in the country, if not the largest. And like people like Mark Cuban and others, like once they started like actually giving full on investment, you see the results that are playing out on the field. And like we've seen that throughout the country in other spots as well, in terms of like Texas Tech is a good example. Like Texas Tech starts getting that oil money investment. We see where Texas Tech can go whenever they, make the right decisions on who they're bringing into the program. But regardless, like it makes me think of like, who do you think could be the next Mark Cuban? Someone who says, all right, you know what? I'm willing to invest in this. Go get me that guy. Where is that going to come from?
I don't understand why Shad Khan and Tony Khan haven't done that at Illinois yet.
Correct. That's the first one that came to my mind.
That's a very obvious one as well. I thought Michigan State was going to be able to do it with like Dan Gilbert and Matt Ishbia, but it's not quite gotten there yet.
Yeah.
Trying to think who else. I
I mean,
mean,
Arkansas is one that jumps off the page to me as well. Like, if Jerry Jones would get off of some of his money and donate more to Arkansas football, like, you got to think that might help.
the Tyson Chicken family brought John Calipari to the hardwood, and that's
Yeah,
working out tremendously.
100%. And yeah, like, why not? Why are we not investing like that on the football side of things?
We don't really have that at Georgia, really. Like
Yeah.
maybe what Dan Amos with Aflac, really. There's not a big, there's not, there's no Charlie Loudermilks out there for Georgia.
Right. And I mean, to be clear, this isn't like foolproof. We know that some of Auburn's more famous alumni have donated, and we've seen how up and down Auburn is, but that's more of an Auburn problem than it is like a nationwide problem.
I will say though, with Tim Cook stepping down, my Apple stock's gone up, so that's been good for me.
Hell yeah, brother. You profit by Auburn losing.
Uh, don't we all? I don't know. Like, it is very interesting that like Mark Cuban's no longer really affiliated with the Mavericks.
Hmm.
They've kind of faded into relative obscurity. Yes, they've got Cooper Flag, but a whoop-de-doo Basil.
Yeah.
Now he's putting his resources here, into Indiana, and it's paying off. And honestly, it probably feel in a weird way, it probably feels better for him because he has more sentimental attachment of like, yeah, I went to IU versus like, yeah, I made my money first, doing computer software in the early 80s in Dallas.
Right. Yeah. Like I happened to be in Dallas when I did something, not like this is where I went to school where I have like actual ties and roots.
And then also like you think about this, what were the Mavericks really before Mark Cuban? Like
Mhm.
they had like Rolando Blackman, Mark Aguirre, Triple J Ranch, and Ross Perot. They weren't good at
Yeah.
all.
No, and I mean to that point, like as NIL has come into college football, like college football has become more of a business than it's ever been. And running a professional sports franchise has been a business for a very, very long time. So it's not shocking that Mark Cuban choosing to invest in something like a business, he's doing it smartly.
And at precisely 6:40 p.m. Eastern, the Atlanta Braves lost their first series of the season, lose 3-1 to the Mariners today. All because Walt Wise put Seattle native J.R. Ritchie out there one inning too long on the other 2 nights ago.
In fairness, you had to bring Carlos Carrasco out of the bullpen at one point during that game, so like the bullpen was pretty shot.
Yeah.
Across 162, those are gonna happen.
To be fair, we shouldn't have swept Colorado, but like
Hey, Rocky's gonna Rocky.
they're not. that horrible right now. They're getting a little better.
They're bad. They're not ass-tastic.
Yeah, like, they're not ass-tastic anymore. I was kind of pleasantly surprised. I'm like, they're not the worst thing I've ever seen.
No, 100%. The Red Sox on some days have looked like the worst thing I've ever seen.
Unfortunate there. But yeah, like I wonder to what degree Mark Cuban's going to keep doing this in Indiana, and to what
Mhm.
point is he going to get bored? I believe he's in his 60s now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got more money than God. He can just basically create the Mark Cuban trust, and Indiana just becomes an absolute buzzsaw. But at some point, like, don't you get bored?
Yeah, I mean, you probably do, and you probably move on to something else. Maybe buy another professional sports team. He's got, like you said, he's got more money than God. Like he can do whatever he wants with all of this money.
And let's think about this. Maybe doing this curries more favor for him to buy a baseball team.
Yeah, and I mean, like, truly, like the investment specifically in Fernando Mendoza, like, could not have worked out better because, like, obviously, the program went 16-0 and won a national championship. You also got a Heisman Trophy winner to the program's credit. You also have someone who's going to be like, no, in 5 years, no one's going to remember that Fernando Mendoza went to Cal. They're going to remember Indiana, and so like this invest like even if it's not like a long-term investment, he's investing in like this every year into the football program. It doesn't matter because if you do it smartly, it's going to have a lasting impact that will provide like have more donors interested in supporting this to where you don't have to front the entire bill yourself or just to have recruits interested in going there, people in the transfer portal interested in going there. Like the ripple effects of this are much bigger than just the one investment.
100%. You know what baseball team you should buy? You should buy his hometown Pittsburgh Pirates.
God, they're probably dirt cheap.
But you mentioned a good point with Fran Mendoza where you're like, I don't, I'm not gonna remember from Cal. Like, I have no recollection of Charles Barkley playing for the 76ers, Clyde Drexler for the Blazers,
Mhm.
or Paul Molitor for the Brewers. I just remember them winning with other teams later.
Yeah, like I don't associate Greg Maddux with the Cubs. Sorry.
No, actually, I'm not sorry at all. Not even for one little nanosecond, because clearly it don't mean enough.
Never
Uh,
does.
Brian Kelly's son Patrick has switched his allegiances in the Magnolia Bowl. He is now working in the football supporting staff department for Pete Golding. I was walking to go pick the Arizona State podcast up from work because I'm a good fiance in
Mhm.
a no car world because we don't want the scary Larrys to mess with her.
That's right.
On Cinco de Mayo, yeah, real tacos was real lit last night.
Dude, I can only imagine.
I walked by a sign out there, and there was a realtor's name named Patrick Kelly. I'm like, my God, I'm looking at a simulation.
That's a little frightening. We don't like that.
Look, he's allowed to go get a job wherever he wants here, but
He obviously can't go work for his dad. So,
I think his dad would replace him with AI if he could.
100%.
Uh, obviously, what Kinsel Kelly is the one who played for Brian Kelly
Mhm.
last year at LSU. Patrick Kelly's a little bit older. He was kind of more of like the student assistant route. He was
Yeah.
at Grand Valley State, which I believe is the first school that Brian Kelly like carved his name out there, and
Yeah.
then
Cut his teeth out.
spent the last 3 years on the support staff there at LSU. Look, you're allowed to go work and be your own man and everything like that, but like I wouldn't go to a second tier. My school's number two rival. I just wouldn't do that.
No, especially when this offseason, those two are pretty inextricably tied to one another because of Lane Kiffin. Like, and then on top of that, like, I think as a business decision, like if you're thinking about your career and stuff like that, I'm not sure I would want to go work for a first year head coach. Like, I'm not sure that's the smartest thing in the world you could do. Like, we liked what we saw from Pete Golding, don't get me wrong, but like, there's still, as I said on last episode, there's still a lot of unknown with what Pete Golding is as a head coach. And like, I'm not sure I'm trying to hitch my wagon to that stuff, especially because Ole Miss, like, there wasn't a coaching search. They just promoted Pete Golding like within like a day of Lane Kiffin leaving. And so, like, to me, that doesn't exactly scream job security.
No, the only way I would go with a first time head coach is if I'm following someone to the new opportunity. Like if I'm at
Yes.
Oregon and I want to follow Tosh Lupoi to Cal or Will Stein to Kentucky, that's a little bit that
Yes.
feels a little bit safer than this.
No, 100%. Like, yeah, like that's totally, but like you're doing the opposite. You're filling the holes that Lane Kiffin just replaced. Like Lane Kiffin just like went to LSU and made. Like it's the fact that it is LSU to Ole Miss just makes it even juicier. Like it makes it even more like mind twisting.
I mean, let's say this. Let's say, for example, you got to work in the athletic department in North Carolina, and it
Mhm.
doesn't work out. You know what? I'm gonna go work for NC State of Virginia next.
I'm good.
Or I'm
I
at
don't want to be in
Georgia.
either of those
I'm at
places.
Georgia. It's like, you know what? I think Auburn sounds really good for you right now.
Auburn or Knoxville's nice this time of year. Let's head up there.
Yeah, my rent will go down, so that's great. Cheaper way to live. Whatever's
That's right.
cheaper.
Mayor Kane, let's go.
Uh, this this is just wild. We like also like the picture of him, you could see it in his face. It's his son.
100%. It looks like I mean honestly it looks like if Brian Kelly was in a frat and like 30 years younger. Like that's literally what it looks like.
Yeah, 100%. He wouldn't have been in my fraternity, but like I know what role he would have been the sergeant at arms in his chapter in charge of ritual, but also hazing balls. That's what he would do.
100%. He's just the Hayes Master General.
How would you like to be human furniture today? Boar on the floor. Boar on the
Yeah,
floor.
he's definitely orchestrating some more on the floor.
Oh man, that's we live in such a simulation. That could have been we are doing a simulation here, but like I can't wait, and Antonio can't wait. I got a message in a bottle from him, and we may have to go to Hawaii to start next year.
I'm glad to know there's a pulse, though. That's all I really care about.
Yeah, the chances of us being there for UNLV Hawaii week one's pretty high.
Dude, I can't wait to get a glimpse of Dan Mullen and just living beach life.
Yeah, that's all life's all about getting laid, right?
100%.
And on that note, graphic design is my passion. For your birthday, I have created
Mm.
8 absolutely delicious graphics. I wanted to make this easier for you. Like, I'd offer to edit this video, but like, you would know what to do with this. I would just screw it up.
No, it's all good, brother. I got to work tomorrow anyway. It's fine.
It's fine. So some of these are pretty good. Some of these are not as good, but I tried, Jennifer.
Hey, that's all we can ask.
So for the starters out there, the refresher how this goes, I create 8 graphics on the internet and I share them to Cody and he picks which ones he likes.
Hmm.
And he picks his favorite of these 8 and then we talk about it a little bit. And it's all college football themed. It's all about being really mean and funny.
That's right. That's the theme of the show, some might say.
Yes. So he's familiar with these. He hasn't really looked at them that hard. So here we go. We pull up that email. Let's get going, birthday boy.
Yes, sir. All right. What's the 1 versus 8 matchup we got here?
All right. Your number 8 seed is Crispy Caden Proctor
Okay.
versus Lane Kiffin Home Repair.
I can't see because I got tears coming by, so I can't even see which one's Lane Kiffin home. Okay, Lane Kiffin home repair. Let's open up those windows for this.
Yeah.
God,
Crispy Caden.
this is a tough 1-8 matchup, dude.
Uh,
God,
uh,
oh
the colors line up with Crispy Caden Proctor with some Alabama because the cream always rises to the top of the draft. And with Lane Kiffin, it's purple and orange. Let's open up those windows for the spring.
I think we gotta go Lane Kiffin. I think the deciding factor is the tagline is so good. Like the tagline, let's open up those windows for the spring is so good.
With each of these, I had to make sure I was laughing hysterically when I did it. That was
Yeah,
if it
100%.
wasn't good enough, I went back to the drawing board. Okay, you're 2 versus 7. Number 7 seed, Caleb Lamu Dance Marathon versus Kalani Sitake Swig and Surf.
All right, so Caleb dance marathon with an adorable little bear figure here. I learned all my moves from Mikey during recess. And what was the 17? I'm sorry, Kalen DeBoer.
Kalani Sitake
Oh,
Swig
okay.
and Surf. That's your 2 seed.
Okay. Swig and serve. Watch how this cookie crumbles. We're
There's
going Kalani Satake,
it's
largely because I'm getting Paul Rudd, Kunu vibes from forgetting Sarah Marshall.
I was just like, every time I look at it, it's perfect BYU colors. You get the hang loose there.
Oh, yeah.
I try to go with the crumbling cookie there. It didn't work out. And every time I see this one, I can't stop
We got the
laughing.
Shaku. It's all good. It's great. It's good stuff.
All right, you're 3-6. Your number 16 is Kalen DeBoer on the floor
I'm glad you informed me what this is.
versus Martin Luther Staub.
Caleb DeBoer on the floor. Oink for your sausages. Oh my. Martin Luther Staub, he had a tree. I'm gonna Martin Luther Staub is I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, Bueller. That's some of your best work. That's
Yes.
unbelievable, that graphic.
It looks like something you'd have in Boston, like your aunt's house.
100%. It's like some needlework like hung up in the kitchen right there.
The fact it's Vols orange makes it just unbelievable.
It's so good.
Kayla DeBoer on the floor was hard to do. I did the best I could with that.
I mean, it's still quite good. It's very it's got a good business card like look to it. Oink for your sausages.
He's heading that out after losing the SEC championship game. I'm
That's
not working here.
right.
And the 4-5 is going to be very Oregonian.
Hell
We've
yeah.
got number 5, Dan Lanning, Gentle Parenting, versus number 4, Dante Moore's Inferno.
Dan Lanning gentle parenting. Kyoto now. So good. Dante Moore's Inferno. Who's your daddy, D'Angelo?
The images and colors on these two are just on. I'm
Oh my God. I'm gonna go Dante Moore's Inferno. The coloring obviously, but I also like I don't know what we've got going on with this image here, but it's incredible.
You just type in devil and this is what it gave me.
I mean, that's what he sees D'Angelo Pons as in his dreams for sure.
Ain't that the truth? All right, you're 1 versus 4. You got Lane Kiffin Home Repair versus Dante Moore's Inferno.
Oh, we're going Lane Kiffin home repair. We want the spring windows open.
We we absolutely do. And in your 2-3, Kalani Sitake Swig and Surf versus Martin Luther Staub.
No offense to the crumble cookie, but Martin Luther Staub, no doubt about it.
I had a feeling that might pull an upset. That was very hard. Those are definitely my top 3. And now for your champion, Lane Kiffin Home Repair versus Martin Luther Staub.
It's Martin. Like, I'm not kidding. This is my favorite one you've ever done. Martin Luther Staub is killing me. It is so damn funny. Oh my
It's
God.
it's my second favorite one all time behind uh Mel Kiper Pumpkin Pie, All Killer No
That's
Killer.
a good one. That's a good one. You've done some great work for this segment over the years.
All right. Which one did not advance between Dan Lanning, Gentle Parenting, Kalen DeBoer on the floor, Caleb Lamu Dance Marathon, and Crispy Caden Proctor got a bad matchup?
Crispy Caden Proctor. I think they were underseeded as an 8 seed because it's absolutely killing me when I'm looking at it again right now.
Man, well, that's why I did this because it's I got to keep it fresh. I've been doing a lot of graphic design with work now. It's not my passion. It's partially my job, I guess.
Hey, your passion can be your job sometimes.
I know. There was the one I did for Victory Bell Rings the other day where I was like, I need to do this for Drew Aller and Andrew Filipponi fake quitting his job. I wrote good riddance because he put Time of Your Life on his Twitter account.
That's awesome. That's so good.
And we're not going to do Mike during Pump and Gas. We're going to do some just like Novocaine here to get out of here
Yes,
with
sir.
the soundtrack that plays in Pat McAfee's mind every day. Luke Combs.
Damn right. Yeah. Luke Combs from my neck of the woods in Western North Carolina. I'm also much more so than Bueller, a big country music guy. So
Yes.
had to go Luke Combs for the birthday JLN.
All right. When it rains, it pours.
So this song is a play on When It Rains, It Pours, and it's about good things happening to him, essentially. Darian Mensah. I feel like he's just like keeps like upward mobility despite like not being like that big of a star. Like he started at Tulane, ends up at a P4 at Duke, and then somehow is now the quarterback of Miami with national championships expectations. When it rains, it pours, brother.
I love that. I misinterpreted that because I'm not that deep. A guy who I think, could have like could just rains going through his umbrella or works out for him where it's just he's either hapless or so fortunate that Sonny Dykes.
100%. That's a good call.
He's like, I lost my luggage, or now I've got a hypnotoad. I'm
That's
going five
right.
and seven, or I'm playing in a national championship game. There's no in between with Sonny Dykes.
100%.
And then also a guy where just it rains, it pours. If, Oregon alum, former Cal head coach Justin Wilcox.
Poor
I don't know
guy.
what you're doing now, poor guy, pouring out for you, man.
100%. I hope he has a job somewhere.
I hope so too. Maybe. All right, next one up, we got 5 leaf clover.
It's the University of Indiana, brother. They got a five-leaf clover. Like it's about being so lucky that you're not even a four-leaf clover. It's a five-leaf clover. Alabama or Indiana was a joke 3 years ago. They were a joke in the Big Ten. They just went 16-0 and won a national championship. What are we doing?
That's perfect. And I interpreted that correctly. I'm like, who was born with a golden horseshoe up their ass? Um, in football terms, that's Eli Manning.
Correct. Yes.
And in college football, that'd be Ryan Day being born on third base.
100%. Silver spoon on third base, baby.
The golden horseshoes, they just make a horseshoe and they cover it in mustard.
We're gonna have to call Ohio Stadium the Golden Horseshoe now.
They're they're not gonna be happy about that.
Never.
All right, Beer Never Broke My Heart. This is the one song by Luke Combs that I actually have heard of.
Yeah, long neck, cold beer never broke my heart. And that's what everyone in Wisconsin says on every Saturday throughout college football season because they A, know how to drink, and B, Luke Fickell is their head coach.
I talked about Luke Fickell today on the Blog and Dirty podcast with regards to Vinny Anthony. Like Vinny Anthony was their offense. It was basically,
Mhm.
we're gonna do an end around from the 25 and hope you can run 75 yards for a touchdown.
Get to running, kid.
Get
Like
to run, get to running, man. Um, Beer Never Broke My Heart. That's Kurt Signetti.
sure.
You know, he has his beer after winning games. Love it.
That's right. And also honorable mention to Sam Pittman who loves a good
That's
cold beer.
that was my
Oh,
other one
sorry, I'm
too.
sorry. I didn't mean to spoil it.
You know, he's sitting there. He's in retirement. He's out there in Lake of the Ozarks, and he says, "Beer never broke my heart."
It's cold beer. That's a cold beer out there.
All right, sleepless in a hotel room. Who is that?
That's Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The entire city. Just thinking about Nick Saban sleepless in a hotel room. No one lives in Tuscaloosa. I refuse to believe that. But you go to Tuscaloosa, you stay in the hotel, and you wish you had Nick Saban because Kalen DeBoer's your head coach.
You know, I think it's the equivalent of the Peter Pan ride at Walt Disney World. Like people go in there, it's just cardboard. Everyone lives there.
That's right. Exactly.
It's a 3 hour wait to do anything. This isn't a real place.
That's right. No fast pass either.
No fast passing at all. No, man. No, man. We tap the numbers out on your credit card.
That's right.
Um, Hugh Freeze is sleepless in his hotel room because he's on a gurney and his burner phone keeps going off.
Damn right it is.
You know, maybe Mark Price was sleepless in the hotel room too. But also, you know who also sleepless in the hotel room? That would also be Dan Lanning because Titan and Trident and Kyoto now are jumping up and down on that bed like five little monkeys jumping up on a bed, and his wife's just asleep in the bathroom.
Always with him though, on his ribs.
Hold me close, time to answer.
That's right.
All right, we got two more here. Hurricane.
Well, so the obvious answer here is Brian Kelly,
Yes.
obviously. But I also went with Josh Heupel talking to Nico. You walked in with your hair in the wind without warning. Like, yeah, he's missing him some or some Nico at this point.
Yeah, Brian Kelly was the obvious one, and the second up one here is Mario Cristobal because he learned how to spell it. HURICCANAS. I can't do it. He just does it to Mickey Mouse. He says letters, and he gives him enough confidence to go out there and get to a national championship as number 10 seed.
We love you, Mario. God, the gift that keeps on giving.
Maybe that's what's happening in recruitment. He's getting people's names confused.
That's right.
Well, you're not Mark Matthews. I'm like, dude, I'm Caden Henderson. I don't even, dude, I'm in Tampa right now. This isn't even close.
None of this is correct.
None of this is correct. And that's why, Dan Radakovich is going, gone.
My going, gone, a man who's always going, gone. Bear Alexander, our transfer portal king. He's here, but then he's going, gone.
That's absolutely fair. He's defined the transfer portal more so than anybody not named JT Daniels.
Correct.
As far as going, gone, that's Mike Locksley. James Smith is like, I can't accept this. I can't tolerate this.
Not at all. Do you think he makes it out of the month of September?
I don't know. Probably. He's great in September. He sucks in October and
It's true.
November.
That's true. Good point. Very, very good rebuttal there.
It really depends on what the Braves do. And if Jim Smith is like, I gotta fire somebody to deal with my frustrations of losing to like the Dodgers, like Mike Locks is gonna take the brunt of that. Very Jimmy Haslam of him.
100%.
And Scott Satterfield's going to be going, gone because Dante Corleone is going, gone, and so is Brendan Sorsby. And it's about time for him to go start a new family.
I'm sure he'll be successful wherever he ends up. That's what Scott
Oh,
Satterfield does.
I don't know, but this was episode 272 of False Start. You can follow me, John Buhler, on Twitter at X at Buhler118. You can follow Cody Williams at the Sizzle20. You can follow the show at CFB False Start. Like, rate, listen, subscribe, review on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere there's podcasts. Give us a 5-star review. It really helps the show grow. And I figure you're probably on board with this. Ted Turner passed away this morning, and we got to
Yeah.
talk about that for a minute here because absolute icon, created CNN, owned the Braves, managed the Braves for one game, owned the
Yeah.
Hawks,
Uh,
Olympian.
I can't remember who it was, but someone sent out a tweet about Ted Turner. Just absolute legend. Honestly, if like they ever release a Ted Turner like really good biopic, it should be called The Good Billionaire because like he was actually like a pretty good human being. So like you don't see that often from people of his ilk. But someone sent out a tweet and it was like the last owner to manage a game and the last owner to sponsor a wet t-shirt contest. And I was like, hell yeah, Ted Turner.
My mom saw him at Ted's Montana Grill one of those times, and he was like, he's coming down there. He was like in his early to mid 80s a couple of years ago. He's like, he's still Ted Turner, but he's kind of comes in and out of whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody around him had nothing but good things to say. I mean, this is a guy who inherited a billboard business from his dad.
Hmm.
I think his dad unalived himself when he was in
Hmm.
college at Brown,
Yeah.
built this out of nothing, created CNN, created a whole world of Braves fans that just saw them lose to the Mariners.
Yeah, TBS,
The
man. Like I watched a lot
TBS
of Braves games back in the day.
Turner created the Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I mean, and as a very big young wrestling fan, WCW in the
Yes,
Southeast was enormous, and like that was a Ted Turner, brainchild.
he did a lot of things like that. He did the Goodwill games. He
Hmm.
did CNN. I had a field trip there. It changed the entire game here. But pouring out for Ted Turner. One thing I used to always say when back in the college of the fraternity, you have the polo shirt with the buttons on it, like the
Yeah.
button down that goes all the way down. Most people do. If you've been all the way to the top, you're just a dork. No one does that. Usually one button or two. If
Hmm.
you went down to three, you were halfway to Ted Turner, which is four.
That's right, baby. Ted Turner was letting the hamburger meat flow, which is always a respectable move.
It's a day after Cinco de Mayo. Let that taco meat flow because this is false start.